What's going on, y'all? Brandon and Lance here with Ugly Duckling Brewing. Well, today is the day. We're gonna be racking this St. Jude beer off into some kegs, kegging them up, getting them ready to go, letting them age for a little while. It's currently sitting here in the bright tank. Been getting some CO2 pumped into it, getting it carbonated, ready to go. And just wanted to take y'all along for the ride while we get these kegged up. I got a solution of Star Sand in this spray bottle right here. Make sure everything is good and sanitized. Go ahead and put that on there. We'll zero it out.
Just so y'all know, we've already purged the kegs with CO2, so we've already pushed the oxygen out. We did 3 runs of each. So we pumped it with CO2, bled it out, pumped it with CO2, bled it out, pumped it with CO2. And now we're holding, so now we're gonna do a close transfer here.
All right, so got a line hooked up, got everything sanitized, ready to hook up to the keg. We know that these kegs on this scale need to be at 42.5 pounds. Now I'm gonna fill it to about 40 so we can let the head settle down and swap over to the other one. So we're gonna go ahead and connect this to the liquid line, side of the keg, open up the valve down here, and go get it filling up.
And go. You can see right here, this is an American lager style beer. Nice pretty color here. Looking pretty clear as well. Not too bad we're not using any work block or gelatins.
Yep.
I'd say we had a pretty good cold crash right here.
Surprisingly, being how hot it's been lately. My glycol system was definitely working.
Good old Louisiana weather. We've probably been 98 to 106 for the past 2 or 3 weeks, which is between fermentation and cold crashing here. So not too shabby.
The nice thing about this racking over into a bright tank is you're kind of pre-starting the carbonation on this beer. So this beer actually should be carbonated right to about 2 CFM. We'll finish getting it carbonated in the kegs when it's in the keezer cooling off and stuff. And we'll let it sit there and keg age for what, about 2 months before it's ready to be served. So be good stuff.
I'm gonna give you boys and gals a little trick, a little hack on how to get more homebrew without adding water. See that?
Instantly just added 2 gallons of beer to the keg. It wasn't in there before.
Don't give everybody your secrets.
And yet again, I have to be a janitor later on.
Always fun to clean.
Well, the good thing about cleaning though is that, once it's clean, it's ready for another beer. See?
For a real tip here though, just so you guys know, if you don't have a scale, if you're at home just, closed system trying to feel. Yeah, scale is nice, but you can always see too, you got condensation right here. That's pretty close to where you're at now. Obviously, it's gonna come a little higher than where your actual liquid is, but it gives you a rough estimate. So if your condensation hits about here, your liquid's somewhere in here, which you always want to leave a little bit of headspace.
And you always want to filter right below what we call the weld line or the cramp line on the keg, which is right here. It'll leave you some headspace in there for the gas to help carbonate.
Also, too, you don't want your CO2 line to be under liquid. All right, so we about to shut it off here. We just hit 40 pounds, so we're gonna go ahead and transfer it over so I can rack into the next one.
All right, pop that off.
Oh, use your legs, not your back.
That's what they say. Star sand, every stuff. I'm on the right side here.
Yep.
Nope. There we go. Okay. Zero up the scale. And cool. And we'll fill this one up to 40, and then we'll, if there's anything left in the bright tank, we'll kind of split the difference between the 2 kegs. Okay, we are officially at 37.8 pounds. We're getting close. If you look at the line, we are right here. So this is getting pretty close to being topped off too. Again, 42.5 is where it's full. So I'm not gonna quite stop this at 40. I'm gonna let it go a little higher. I just don't want my head on the beer, because like I said, this is carbonated, to start spitting up through the top. All right, so we got this up to 41. Go ahead and swap these out. Try to top the other one off again.
And we're checking, 1, we're sanitizing, 2, Checking for leaks. Looking pretty darn good there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Alright.
Keg lube for the win.
And move it over. Make sure we're right. Yep, that's in. That's out. And no leaks. Looking good.
Okay, put this back on. Top this off some more. And again, you know, once these are topped, they're topped. We always try to brew a little extra to make sure that we get 2 full kegs out of this. Of course, I'm that greedy guy that will, Vance, can you purge the top of the keg real quick?
Hey, I did something.
That's right. Hey, moral support. 42.5. All right, so we got a full keg. I am that greedy guy that doesn't like to waste beer. So I always have a party keg sanitized. Oh my God, I almost dropped that 16-gallon keg on me. Sanitized, ready to go. Ready to spray this one. Now the weird thing about this one is there's really no easy way to freaking do it. Outlet is what we want. I have to pop the top on this one in order to do it. It's fine though. It's a party keg. It'll be the first one to be drank. That's our sample because samples. And I'm not trying to waste beer.
Do you care where to go? Does it matter where to go?
No, not really. I mean, obviously put them to the left.
Yeah, because they're going to be in here until November.
Right.
And even though we're donating these, that is for us.
Yes, party keg is for us.
Cannot see, said the blind man.
Alright, y'all. We're inside now to our micro testing all-in-one system. Told y'all last time that we had a beer in here that was getting ready to be transferred out to. It's actually a Trappist beer that we have in here. Thing is, with this system here, it only makes 1 keg of beer. We know it's going to be drank fast. There's no way for me to pressurize this fermenter to be able to do a closed transfer on it. So on this, I do an open transfer, but I know the beer is going to be drank within a month or so, so I don't really have to worry about oxidation as much. I did put a blanket of CO2 in here. This isn't pressurized, but I did flush all the oxygen out of it, and I'll close the cap on it. So it is going to be transferred onto CO2. It's going to push the CO2 out as the beer goes in. You know how that goes in. Once it's full, I'm going to hit some CO2 on it, and I'm going to burn the keg and get the rest of the oxygen out of it. So it's not really that big of an issue.
This is broken.
Yeah, a little bit.
It doesn't work.
Swing top keg toppers. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I'm going to do, again, like with everything else,
Ready?
I'm going to start saying tasty, isn't it? Go ahead and pop that. Start saying this. And the whole reason why I start saying everything is to make sure that we try to keep any infection out that we can. And then also use the strainer on top because while this is cold crashing, the way that this racking arm works, it's not going to stop all the yeast from coming through. So, oh, I missed. No, wait. Why am I?
I'll hold it.
There we go. Oh. So we're going to go ahead and fill this up. These recipes are normally pretty good at filling up the entire keg and leaving just enough headspace in it. Of course, I have seen them to where I end up with extra beer in the fermenter too. I'll tell you, for a Trappist, it's actually got a good smell to it.
You can always add a little bit extra wort in there as well.
Just dump a can of proper in it. Sure.
Don't do that. That's not good.
Sure. Let's talk about pressure fermenting real quick.
So, Brandon, explain to us a little bit right here. So, do you cold crash this just like on our other ones?
Yes. Yeah. This beer has actually been cold crashing. Again, I got a glycol system running into here too. It's also got heaters underneath this wrap, so I can regulate the temperature for fermentation, and I can cold crash with it. It's been cold crashing for 4 days now. So it should have dropped the majority of the yeast out, and I'm looking at the screen here. I'm not seeing very much yeast coming through. So actually, for as hot as it's been outside, it's done a pretty good job at cold crashing.
So I'm assuming then the spigot doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so you're...
Right. The spigot is about 1.5 inches off of the bottom. So all of the yeast should have settled under the spigot, and I shouldn't have much, if any, transfer of yeast cake coming through. Again, that's why I much prefer conical fermenters over the flat bottom fermenters. Now this one is like a domed bottom, so it does kind of collect the yeast towards the middle. But I have seen it to where when it starts getting to the bottom of the fermenter, that it does try to spit a little bit of yeast over, which is why I just do this extra precaution with the screen just in case.
Always make sure that you have something open or you're pressurizing the tank as you're draining, because you will collapse the tank. I have not personally done it, but I have seen many of people in our homebrew society down here that has had that issue where they've collapsed their tank.
Basically imploded a fermenter.
That's not a good day.
Put the cap on that. We'll finish topping it off after the head dissipates down some.
Welcome back, guys. We're going to go ahead and finish transferring. Brandon right here already got his tools in his hand.
Oh yeah, hopefully the head is settled down on this thing.
I'm going to squirt.
Squirt. Give me a little bit of right there.
So again, anytime you're brewing beer, you always have to have homebrew. And sorry I went to the top, but decided to drink a little bit. But we wanted to try out the same Jude beer, so you can see right here again, American lager, nice and clear. What did we finish at, Brandon, on that one? I don't remember.
1.011, I think is what we're finishing at. Dry. It finished
I thought we were
dry.
under 10. Was it 10 or was it 8?
Might have been 1.08. No, it was 1.08.
And we started our original gravity was
we could have just say
oh, you see, you could have finished.
glug.
I think our original gravity was 1.033.
Yes. No. Yeah, you go.
Yeah, so we weren't really shooting for a lot of alcohol there. We wanted low carbs, low alcohol. It's basically for a run. People would run a marathon. They come in, they get to drink some beer. We wanted something they could smash, and not not be harsh on the stomach, because it's gonna be, even though it's November in Louisiana, it'll probably still be 88 degrees.
Yeah, and not get takalado. Thank you. I love the taste of Star Can in the morning.
So there you go. So we have the St. Jude beer keg. We got the Trappist beer keg. This was the kit that we talked about when we did our food pairing with the the Belgian wit. It was the Blue Lagoon.
It's right. It's literally right here.
Blue Loom. The Blue Loom White Ale. So and this was the Trappist that we talked about that was in here. This is
Actually, it might be right here too.
hold on, the third or fourth.
Patters beer.
There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little sneak peek. Brennan might get mad at me, but he already told me. They already got their next month in. It's gonna be interesting, is all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be a beer that we would probably
Never brew.
as brewers.
Never brew.
But I will give you this. I'll tell you this, and y'all might be able to figure it out from here if you are a home brewer. Every home brewer wears this brew on his sleeve. They mark themselves as this is the grayscale for a good home brewer. So
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. All right, so we're gonna bring this over into the keezer, hook it up to CO2, get this carbonating, and I'm guessing with this beer, since we wasn't able to quite do grain of glass with y'all on this one, because this one was out of left field. Once this is carbonated and ready to go, we'll do a tasting video on it. Maybe we'll do a pairing on it. I don't know what. Y'all let us know in the comments. What do y'all think would pair really well with a Trappist beer? We're all about cooking whatever. Winging a Wednesday.
all right, guys, welcome back to Ugly Duckling Brewery channel. Today we're going to be kegging the Duck in the Pond, which you guys saw us brew. It was one of our first videos after we showed our systems. So we're back over at the barrel system today, as you can see.
Tank.
It's all cleaned up, ready to go. We got our kegs purged, ready to go. With they've been cleaned, sanitized, and then we pressurized them. This one's already hooked up. Eventually, we're going to show you guys. We do a different system. Brandon's going to get into a little bit later where we do circulate CO2 to try to save on some of that. But just to kind of give you guys information on the beer, Our original gravity was 1070. I don't know if you guys caught that from the original brew day, but 1070 was our original. We finished off at 1020. I was really wanting to get down to 1019, 1018-ish, which, I mean, 2 points, can't really complain. When I dry hop though, it just blah. So we fermented at 62 degrees on a London Ale.
Yep.
London
Ale 2.
London Ale 2. At 62 degrees it was right at about 12 days when I cranked it up to 70. 5 days in though, we started dry hopping with whole leaf Citra and whole leaf Mosaic. And then I came back again 6 days later, and I dropped some more Citra and some more Mosaic in there, whole leaf. And then that's when my yeast was like, whoa, man, what's going on here? So that's when I cranked it to 70. We finished at 70 for another 5 or 6 days, maybe 7. So we actually went a little over 14 days here. But then that's when we hit 1020, which I then tasted and gave it a little shot. You can see here we poured a little bit from our little sampler down here. I mean, it's been sitting on a bright tank for our CO2 through our Carpstone here, roughly about 2.5 days. So we're already actually carbonated, ready to drink.
Two and a half CFM.
Yeah, but you can see not a bad color right here. We're nice and hazy, which is what we were looking for here on a double IPA.
The hop smell is amazing coming from this
beer. you get that citrus punch in the face from the Citra hop. So
I got a feeling Duck in the Pond is gonna be one of those beers that we're gonna keg up 6 kegs of this, and a month later they'll be like, "When you brewing more?" Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I mean, you can't really complain straight out the bright tank. Not really, still needs another 2 weeks of aging. We're already lacing the glass, but not too shabby there. So
I don't know if y'all can. The lacing is crazy. Y'all not ready for this. Y'all not.
So we're going to take y'all on the ride. This is going to be our third kegging for you guys. We did the 10-barrel system at Brandon's house, and then we did the all-in-one system where we kegged it, and then now we're on the 6 kegs, 30 gallons of beer, 1 barrel right here. So Brandon's going to walk y'all through the process of what we're going to do here.
Yeah, I mean, with this system here, there's 2 ways that we normally do it. I mean, obviously, y'all saw the open transfer with the little 5-gallon system because we can't pressurize the fermenter. Y'all did see the closed transfer that we did on the 10 and 12-gallon system. This system is basically set up the exact same way, where we're going to have CO2 coming in through this line here. It's off of this, which we'll be opening up soon. We're going to pump CO2 into the top of this thing to help push CO2 down into the beer to help force the beer into the kegs. These kegs have already been primed, ready to go with CO2 in it, so all the oxygen is pushed out of it. And as we fill it up with beer, we'll be pushing CO2 out. There will be a blanket of CO2 on top. We won't have to worry about oxygenating the beer. Again, we got that cool little scale setup thing because we've already figured out that between 40 and 42.5 pounds is where we have a full keg. We're going to do the exact same thing. At 40 pounds, we're going to stop, move on to the next keg. We'll have them all filled with 40, let the head settle, and then we'll top them all off. Fairly simple, just on a lot bigger setup. So
2 numbers real quick before we start that I forgot to give y'all guys. We so you don't have to do the math in your head or use a calculator. We finished right at 5.6% alcohol, which we were shooting for close 5.8, 5.9. We're trying to scale down our alcohol, which is kind of ridiculous saying as a home brewer, but we're trying to stick more to style on most of these beers. And then I told you fermenting. I can't complain right here with this system right here. It's the brewtech, right?
Yes, the brewtech system from More Beer.
For More Beer.
That's a man right there.
I can't complain.
The Ice Max 2.0, I think is what it's called.
It's showing 41 degrees right here, but it actually dropped down to 38 and 39 just about the whole time when I hit cold crash. And this it says brewtech. I tell you what is neat, because you said that fermentation, you hit that button, you hit go, you run. Then when you're ready to cold crash, there's no more setting temperature. You hit crash and it drops it to where you want.
Yeah, SS Brewtech, they're a fermentation temperature control system that you can get with them. It's legit. I'm kind of jealous when you look at my 12-gallon system with my little Inkbirds versus versus this. This has me spoiled, without a doubt.
On top of that, this is brewtech, and Brendan was just telling me this. He was talking with them. They made a new carve stone down here, and you can see right here, we're hooked to a hose. It's a barb. It doesn't come off, which I didn't personally like, but the stone is amazing. That's why I never changed it. It is a tri-clamp. I could have taken it off and done it easily, but the carve stone does an amazing job.
Yeah, it's one of the best carve stones I've seen.
So they actually have a new one where we can actually hook here, and what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to put the tee here to where I can tee off and come across, and then we're going to do a complete closed system where we're actually going to put our CO2 back to the keg, and we're going to be pumping back into the bright tank.
Yeah, be able to equalize the pressure between the keg and the tank.
It'll be less CO2. So here we go.
So, all right. So we are zeroed out. We're teared out to zero. Apparently this keg weighs nothing, and we're going to get 40 pounds of beer dumped into this keg. Lance, you want to open them up, and do you want to start adding CO2 to it right now, or you want to see what it does before we get there? Or?
Let it go first, and then we'll start adding.
Okay, so we're pumping in right now, and beer is flowing up, flowing in, flowing down into the keg, and we'll let this rock and roll, and we'll see what happens.
All right, welcome back, everybody.
What's going on, y'all?
It's a long day. We went ahead and skipped the part where y'all didn't see the boring of us filling up kegs. Obviously, we did the same thing as the other two. Filled it to 42, 41 pounds. We call that full. We're good to go. They're nice and heavy. We grabbed a little sanitizer, squirt.
Star stand for the
Star
win.
stand for the win.
Hey, I'm sanitized. It's fine.
No leaks.
I'm soaked in it right now. It's fine.
No leaks, but you can see right here. I mean, y'all can't see, but we're looking down. We have no bubbles, so we're nice and sealed. We actually came across. We finished right about 12 psi going into the kegs. We actually turned around and hit it with another. Actually, it was set to 30 when we hit it.
Yeah, we bust its ass, but it's sealed. You understand? There's no leaks.
We just wanted to make sure that we were nice and
but
sealed.
we're probably about 2.5 CFM total in the kegs.
So you can see here, this is straight from the sampler glass. Actually, when we're pretty much done, we tilted it forward, but we're still.
Let me show off that beautiful logo there on that pint glass. There you go.
Still carbonated right there. It's
hazy.
You can smell the aromas. The aromas are just popping, man. I wish y'all could smell this through the camera, but it is what it is. There you go, close up. But it turned out to be a pretty damn good beer, man. We're happy with it. We're gonna go ahead and do another video where we'll do grain to glass. I got it right that time. I didn't say glass to grain, which hey, that works too. Maybe some more janitors. We're gonna get this clean.
You know what? Secondary aftermarket video. Y'all stick around to the end of this video. Y'all are our kind of people, and we love y'all. Y'all stick around to the end of this video. I'm going to show y'all some B-roll of us cleaning this SOB out with about, 12 pounds of whole leaf hops sitting in here? 10 pounds, 8 pounds.
Easy. We did ounces there.
Well, bro, it's like this much whole leaf hops. Anyway, this thing is like this full with whole leaf hops right now. Y'all stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to throw y'all some B-roll showing us cleaning this monster out with a lot of whole leaf hops in it. So if y'all are our kind of people and y'all love us, stick around. Yep. Y'all can't wait to see this.
Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button. Hit the little bell for notifications. Ding,
ding, ding.
And hey, drop us some comments. Let us know what you guys are thinking about our videos. We're trying our best here to give you guys what you like. Let us know. Catch y'all later.
Later, y'all. Bye. All right, guys. B-roll footage. I tell you, if y'all stuck around enough, I'd show y'all the mess that is whole leaf hops. Y'all come here real quick. I want y'all to look down inside of this barrel fermenter. Do y'all see that in there? Can y'all see that in there? I will reach in there and show y'all. Y'all ready for this? Hold on. I'm going to reach. Oh, wait. It's going to. I got to lean it. I got to lean it. Y'all see that right there? This entire conical is full of this whole leaf hops. Just all to the prettiness. Whole leaf hops. This is an aftermath. Remember how we always tell y'all 1 part brewer, 5 parts janitor? Well, this is Brew Girl behind the camera can show y'all. This is just the start
of me deconstructing this barrel fermenter to get. Here we go again. I'm gonna reach it. Yeah. Whole leaf hops. And all this to make it amazing. Juicy IPA that we call Duck in a Pond. Y'all, is it worth it? Hell yeah, it's worth it. Y'all stick around, because again, like Lance said, we're doing grain of glass on this one, so we're gonna give y'all our tastes and our opinions on this whole thing. So y'all wouldn't forget this B-roll footage right here, and Brew Girl are gonna regret what I'm about to do here, but it's fine. It's fine because whole leaf hops.